Stepped in the ring, gloves laced with steel. Thomas Massie swinging, making Congress kneel. Sharks in the swamp, but he's spitting pure fire. Principles stacked tall like the Washington spy. Votes hit the floor, corrupt deals in a tumble. He ain't here to play, makes the fat cats crumble. Spines made of jelly, they fold and they scatter. Massie's got a backbone, truth's the only matter. Off the grid king, no leash, no chain. DC can't touch him, can't rot his brain. Power can't buy him, no soul for sale. Home in the hills where the strong prevail. Off the grid king, no leash, no chain. DC can't touch him, can't rot his brain. Power can't buy him, no soul for sale. Home in the hills where the strong prevail. Solar panels gleam where the mountains kiss the sky. Logs cut by his hand, no suits, no tie. No lobbyist whispers, no dirty green cash. Massie's got a homestead where the fakes don't crash. Self-made fortress the system can't reach. He's building with his hands while they preach and leash. Blueprints in his mind like a rebel with a cause. He's unplugged the matrix, broke all their laws. A man with no strings, no puppeteers pull. Heartbeats for freedom, their tricks are dull. Off the grid king, no leash, no chain. DC can't touch him, can't rot his brain. Power can't buy him, no soul for sale. Home in the hills where the strong prevail. Off the grid king, no leash, no chain. DC can't touch him, can't rot his brain. Power can't buy him, no soul for sale. Home in the hills where the strong prevail.
So guys with microphones on a mission to spread light, I think the whole world would agree. The system is down. 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 But they're doing their best to bring humor and light into this dark world. But the system is down. The system is down. The system is down. The system is down. Ben and Dave are trying their best, but the world keeps throwing its mess. But they laugh and carry on. The system is down. 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 But Dan and Dave are trying their best, but the world keeps throwing its mess. But they laugh and carry on. The system is down. 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 Dan and Dave are trying their best, but the world keeps throwing its mess. But they laugh and carry on. The system is down. The system is down. The system is down. The system is down. Dan and Dave are trying their best, but the world keeps throwing its mess. But they laugh and carry on. The system is down. They were trying to grab me on. The system is down. The system is down.
Here we go.
This is a Dissident Media production. DissidentMedia.net.
In a world where everything sucks, two men have the balls to laugh at it. This is The System is Down.
Hey, we're back, and By golly, that Massie, he did the first thing he's ever accomplished, the first bill he's ever gotten passed in Congress, I'm pretty sure. Let's talk about it.
Handle the truth. You can't handle the truth. You can't handle the truth.
It's a big club, and you ain't in it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The System is Down, your place for uncomfortable conversations about conspiracies, politics, religion, and a whole lot of politics, because they're all over the place, and they're all conspiracies, and it's all spiritual. Today's episode is brought to you by you guys in the Downers Club, people like Aaron, Michael, James, William, Ogle, Searcher, Nathan Gall, Keenover, Gilda Kate, John Winchester, Bob Seifert, Drugs for Robots, Autumn Pangea, Sean Van Beaverhouse, C.D. McRae, Trash, Maxwell, Kimberly, Kim Yuppie, JC, Justico, Silas, Denise, Carrie, Perry, Donald, Matt, Stony, Heffalumps, Level Zero, Craig DeCosta, Ryan, Tim, Howie, Nathan, Brian, Justin, and John. If you want to get your name on that list and have it written correctly someday, go on over to patreon.com/The System is Down and get your more weekly, more raw, more offensive, more content. I think we might do an after party today because, if we get through all the main stuff, I do have some spicy little drama that I would like to chat about in the after party. So if you're into that sort of thing and you don't stick around to find out if we go there, just go on over now to patreon.com/The System is Down, sign up for the Downers Club, and you will get all of the backlog of content and today's episodes and ad-free versions and all that type of fun stuff. But I don't do these alone. I bring my boy with me. My young wee lad, Dave Casey, joins me here on the show. As always, Dave, are you good to go? Or you can? I need to move that confetti. Damn it! There it is. Confetti ready. How's it going, Dave?
You're gonna win so much, you may even get tired of winning, and you'll say, please, it's too much winning. We can't take it anymore. Mr. President, it's too much. And I'll say, no, it isn't. We have to keep winning. We have to win more. We're gonna win more. We're gonna win so much. I love you. We're gonna win so much.
Oh, you sick of winning? I'm not sick of winning yet, bro. I haven't.
I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing.
Big dub.
sucks.
Big dub. Big dub coming in.
How's it going, Dave?
It's going great, dude.
That was a beautiful intro. Thank you for that.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. We're just getting started, right? That's great. I'm excited to talk about it. Massie's the man. Literally the only person I would support for anything that had to do with politics anywhere is doing great shit. So
that's pretty much where I'm at now too. Like pretty much anybody else is going to take a lot more convincing than Massie at this point. Anybody would take a lot of convincing at this point to get me off the couch to go vote, even let alone contribute to a campaign. But if you got a guy out there that levels up to, where Massie's at, you have my attention, and Massie certainly has everybody's attention. We're going to talk about him today, but before we do, I gotta bring up, Dave, some music talk, because there's been some music kerfuffle going on this week. Did you catch any of the music kerfuffle, particularly Christian rock, Christian metal sphere, Dave? Oh yeah,
nah,
good.
Bro. No, I didn't. I have heard some, Christian worship jams that'll, they're very exciting. I'm not going to talk shit. No, I'm not in that world, so I don't know about it.
Sure. Do you know the band Skillet, Dave?
Yes.
They have made that. They're a Christian band that has made their way into the mainstream, but they're still very much obviously a Christian band. But did you happen to see any of the controversy swirling around Skillet this last week?
Bro, you will be the first to let me know about it.
Perfect. So a little bit of history. I liked this band at one point in time in my life. When I was a child, I listened to their first several albums. I was a very large fan because I had a pretty limited music selection that I was allowed to listen to. And Skillet was like, they started out as kind of a Nirvana ripoff, and then they turned into kind of a Marilyn Manson ripoff, and then they turned into kind of a 3 Days Grace ripoff. And they've been riding that way for the last 15 years or so. And I fell off a long time ago on the train of Skillet, but God bless them and whoever I feel like they never graduated past the youth group in lyrical content, but it's for somebody, I suppose, but it's not for everybody, because Skillet found themselves in a bit of hot water this week when Skillet released a cover of O Come, Emmanuel," the popular Christmas song, to which the right-wing conservatives decide... Wait, that's the wrong... That's the mute button. Where is my... Oh. To which the right-wing conservative Christians decided they were gonna go in hard at this one. CJ Ingle says, "Of course, a band that looks like this desecrates a traditional and ancient Christmas song like O Come, Emmanuel." And if you read through the comments, it is just filled, not just here, but on Skillet's initial post, just filled with people like saying it's evil. This one is having more of a backlash to it. But if you go to, I'll find it here in a minute. If you go to the original clip, a whole lot of Christian conservatives are freaking out because Skillet made Christian band Skillet, known for a long time, Christian band Skillet, took a Christian Christmas song and did a metal cover of it. And so they're like, this is evil, this is Satan music, this is devil worship and whatnot. Before I show you the song, I just think this is telling. And if you go back a ways to when there was it seemed like Trump was coming back into power and there was going to be this conservative upswing and everything. And then all these guys were like, yes, we're getting back into faith and theology and all that stuff. I'm like, hold on, just don't go too far here. And now we're like, well, you can't have rock and roll in Christianity anymore. Like, that's just devil music. Like, we went all the way, we jumped the shark over into if it has a little bit of edge to it, then, and I'm not saying that, I mean, if you're an avid music listener, Skillet doesn't really have all that much edge. They're very radio friendly as far as any sort of metal goes, but this is the clip in question that they were freaking out about this last week. Now, to be clear, this isn't even reflective of the entire song. This is like the very end of the song before it breaks back down again. It goes really soft for the entirety of like the first 3 minutes. It has a big bridge and then it breaks it back down. So like even in general, this is the only part that they really even changed that much. But that didn't stop conservatives from saying things like, Protestants will call this worship. They say we dishonor Jesus by loving and honoring his mother. Say what? Christians using various musical styles as a marketing tool is about as cringe as it gets. Can't imagine Jesus standing in their midst and doing anything but driving them out with a whip and overturning it all. Worship is for God and his glory. This doesn't glorify God. It has nothing to do with taste. Worship should have zero to do with your taste. This is chaotic. God is not a God of chaos. I clicked on this and was listening at 1.7 speed. I think I like it even better than... Okay, never mind. You get the case. They're very, very upset about this, and they're going all the way back to like the 90s and the satanic panic of old to be like, Christians aren't allowed to have good music. And I'm not even defending this as good music because it's not great. It's just not anything new, even in the Christian sphere. They're very much like the dude hosts his own podcast where he talks about theology and stuff. He's not even using it as a gimmick. He's very much in that world and likes metal music. But leave it to the conservatives to be like, well, now that we got a little bit of relevance back, let's take care of that real quick and shit on our own people. Dave, you got any thoughts? This is a personal one for me.
No, I understand. And it's interesting that you brought that up because I was just thinking today when I was watching Kash Patel talk about the drug dealers and the drug busts that they're doing, and they're banning hemp again. Like they unbanned it for the first time in like 100 fucking years, in like 18 or whatever. And I was like, yeah, look at, we're actually running like the just say no years. Like, and you're talking about like around like Bush senior policies, just supercharge the war on drugs.
Yep. Rolling it back.
Just run this back.
Bring the DARE program.
all the stuff in the 90s about, a twisted sister was going to Congress and stuff, that was all around the same time too. Yep. It's interesting how we're just running that back.
It's so boring. It's so boring. And not only that, but there's been like thousands of renditions of Christmas songs by Christian artists, secular artists, whatever artists. There's been thousands of metal versions of Christmas songs. Like, none of this is new. There were albums on like Solid State Records that were like an entire album of like of Christmas metal covers and stuff, and nobody said a word at that point. But
imagine being like, I was waiting for I don't know, it to look like a Sam Smith video or something like that.
Nope.
Like, to give me something to be offended by.
They're wearing black, Dave. They're wearing black. Black is back.
The tone. It's just that the tone is satanic. It's just the damn song, the chord progression.
Stop letting the devil have all the good music, folks. Stop it. Just quit. And again,
the more distortion, the more devil's in it.
That's right. All right, that's enough of that. Speaking of rolling things back and reruns and whatnot, this one just there's probably a reason why this one didn't make that much waves in the news, because I don't think anybody really wanted to talk about this. Breaking: President Trump has just signed an executive order eliminating tariffs on beef, coffee, and tropical fruits. This is an effort to bring down food prices in America as voters voice concerns about affordability. Keep focusing on affordability, 47. Good job, President Trump. Good on you for signing executive orders to get rid of those nasty tariffs that you signed executive orders to implement that were going to bring down prices, but instead they brought up prices, but then you realized that the people wanted the prices actually down. That was the direction we wanted the prices to go. So now he's a hero again because he took away the tariffs that he implemented in the first place. Good job. This is one of the most productive things that Donald Trump has done so far in his presidency the second time around. What do you think, Dave?
I think that this is only good for Trump. And few people will see what you just pointed out. And most people will just go, hey, making stuff cheaper. Look at Trump. That's great.
You fucked it up, but you made it the same again. So good job. Right. You put it back where it was.
They're probably thinking like, oh, he'll still keep the tariffs on the stuff that the billionaires need. And let me have my bacon or whatever. That's just... Thank you for championing the common man once again.
Thank you for, dare I say, putting America first, Donald Trump. I know that's a taboo thing to say these days. America first, just in general, has got a bit of a bad rap lately. And I haven't really heard that good of an argument why, other than the people saying America first are people that we're supposed to hate. So we do. We hate them. We hate those people that want to put America first. You got bimbos like Insurrectionist Bimbo. America first means America only equals America weak. And the only people cheering are China and Iran, whoever they pay. That's why the slogan has a blue hat. Not only is this anti-American, it's against everything that Trump stands for and has done in his time in office. Trump strengthened NATO. He didn't abandon it. Trump built the Abraham Accords. Trump killed Qasem Soleimani. Trump was the only one who had the balls to take out Iran's nuclear facilities. Trump crushed ISIS. Trump armed Ukraine before Biden ever did. Trump sanctioned Russia harder than any president before him. Trump sanctioned and contained China. Trump supports Taiwan. As long as I'm president, America will be the most powerful nation on earth, Donald Trump. President Trump believes in American hegemony, not this multipolarity crap that it blah, blah, blah. Okay. This is not even the most succinct version of this, but I've seen so many posts from these accounts that are just nonstop all day, every day. Trump, 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 rah, rah, Trump, rah, rah, Trump. You don't like Trump? You're evil. You're a Democrat. You're bad. You're a pedophile. You're whatever we can say to make you stop doing that. Whether you're Thomas Massie, Marjorie Taylor Greene, whoever. If you're being honest about Donald Trump, these people will come out and they will attack you for being anti-America, anti-MAGA, anti-Trump. What's funny about this whole thing is that the America First thing started with Trump. Like, it's more Nick Fuentes' thing now, but it started with Trump, and then Nick Fuentes named his show America First after Trump because Trump, if you recall, was pushing for America First ideology in the early years, and he was all for America First. And Nick Fuentes, young little baby Nick Fuentes, said, yay, that sounds great. We should put America first. And now we're at the point where Nick Fuentes has come up so far in the ranks and people are listening to him. And now you have to have the Trump supporters are in a position now where they have to say, we are Make America First only. We are not, or we are Make America... Nope. We are Make America Great Again. We are not America First. They have to come out and explicitly state, we personally are not America First. And it's like, with, like, just from a, like, propagandist perspective, it's such a better slogan, America First, because Make America Great Again, as we've seen over the last, 8-10 years, has been like, well, what do you mean by again? When was it great? And what do you mean by great? And all that. Like, it left some vagueness for questioning. America First is like, hey, that thing I said, like, that's all it means is America before the other people when we're talking about our money and how we're going to spend our money. We should put it towards us and the people that are paying it before we put it toward the people who are not paying it in other foreign countries. So it's kind of a beautiful thing to watch, not only the collapse of all of and don't get me wrong, I think the America First thing will end up being just a complete waste of time, probably in the end too, because that's usually how these movements tend to go. It'll probably end up being taken over by somebody who turns it into dog shit, just like Donald Trump did with his own movement. But for now, it's beautiful to watch the MAGA people try and justify, we actually aren't America First. Okay, well,
that's great.
You've said enough. Any thoughts, Dave?
I can't remember the title of the movie. I think it was Head of State. Pretty sure. It was Chris Rock becomes the president of the United States. This was before Barack Obama was elected. You ever seen that movie? You haven't seen shit for movies.
No.
Okay.
No.
So there's a Republican, like a typical, like, Bush era Republican in that movie who's like, the bad guy running against him for president. And his saying is, God bless America and no place else. We're close to that one. In fact, if somebody ran that, I think it would probably pick up in 2025.
Yeah.
No, that is awesome, dude. I love watching them squirm, and I'm glad that you brought up Marjorie Taylor Greene. Did you by any chance bring her clip today?
Oh, we've got some stuff on her in a bit. Yeah.
Okay, great. Then I won't say shit because
if you have a specific clip, send it to me, and I'll bring it up when we get to it because I don't think I have too many clips on her. But yeah,
she just said some pretty based stuff.
Nice.
And I appreciate her too. She's I don't know if Massie level, but she's getting there.
Well, you could probably just send it to me now, because now that I'm looking through my notes, it's occurring to me that speaking of Marjorie Taylor Greene, next up on the list is Marjorie Taylor Greene, who this week got attacked by Donald Trump. Here's how it started. It says, breaking in a stunning move, President Trump withdraws endorsement of Rep. Marjorie Taylor Greene and says he will primary her out of Congress. Wow. Okay. Let's just read what he said. Here. I am withdrawing my support and endorsement of Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene of the great state of Georgia over the past few weeks, despite my creating record achievements for our country, including a total and complete victory on the shutdown, closed borders, low taxes, no men in women's sports, blah, 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 blah. I'm amazing, but still, all these investments, like, this is all mostly just about him. Wacky, let's see. Country, no. It's just one run-on sentence. I don't know where to pick back up here. Anyway, he attacked Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's stupid. I've got a clip from him saying similar things. Here's the more succinct version. Marjorie Taylor Greene is a disgrace to our great Republican Party. I also saw that he called her Marjorie Taylor Brown, so that must sting because she's rotting, and rot is brown, so she's Marjorie Taylor Brown. That'll get her. Fuck you, Marjorie Brown. Anyway, what were you going to say, Dave, about Marjorie Taylor Greene?
Oh, I did send you that clip.
Oh,
but no, she's been. I just texted it to you.
Okay, I got it.
It's a Twitter link.
Cool.
But she's been particularly heroic with the Epstein stuff. I think people are talking about that in the chat, of course. But she said something in this that I was like, wow, you really not afraid to go there.
Yeah,
I'll say that much.
Let's see where she goes. I'm not sure if I've seen this one in particular.
That's what we did by fighting so hard against the most powerful people in the world, even the President of the United States, in order to make this vote happen today. I was called a traitor by a man that I fought for 6 years for. And I gave him my loyalty for free. I won my first election without his endorsement, beating 8 men in a primary. And I've never owed him anything, but I fought for him for the policies and for America first. And he called me a traitor for standing with these women and refusing to take my name off the discharge petition. Let me tell you what a traitor is. A traitor is an American that serves foreign countries and themselves. A patriot is an American that serves the United States of America and Americans like the women standing behind me. And I want to tell you that this only became possible today because the American people whom we serve as representatives here in Congress demanded that this vote happen, and they put more pressure on every single elected politician in this city than has ever been put on them. And today you are going to see probably a unanimous vote in the House to release the Epstein files, but the real fight will happen after that.
Yeah, I dig it. I dig it. I do think it's important before we break all this down here to get Donald Trump's real, we didn't want to read through his 25 paragraphs that are all one sentence, but here's Donald Trump when asked about Marjorie Taylor Greene, what he has to say, and keeping in mind that this is, wow, the Epstein files are like days away from there being a decision on this vote.
That would be happening. And by the way, I stay home 98% of the time. The last thing I want to do is travel 22 hours in an airplane, as nice as this plane is. So, Marjorie Taylor Greene is not anyway, she is a very different thinking than I have. Something happened to her over the last period of a month or two where she changed, I think, politically. I think that her constituents aren't going to be happy. Already, I have people calling me. They want to challenge her to a race in her district in Georgia. And, that's too bad. She's lost a wonderful conservative reputation. But when she says, don't go overseas, if I didn't go overseas, we might be in a war right now with China. That would be happening.
Yep. So she changed her mind over the last, I don't know what happened. It's crazy that she's just so focused on this Epstein stuff. And I don't know, she's just really losing it. She's slipping that Marjorie Taylor Greene. Now, I've had a few conversations with people who have been like, well, I think that maybe Marjorie Taylor Greene should run for president. And I'm like, no, she should not. Because I don't think, and no disrespect to her, she is clearly got more of a soul than 99% of people in Congress. But just because you're doing the right thing doesn't mean you're smart enough to run for president. And I don't think that she is, frankly. I think that maybe if she ran alongside of Massie, she might be fine. But yeah, am I wrong, Dave? She doesn't strike me as the most, I don't know, politically savvy. She just seems like she's like, no, this is wrong, and I'm going to keep saying it's wrong.
That'll go very far, though, as vice president.
Sure.
People loved Sarah Palin.
Yeah.
Not, the sharpest tool in the shed. But, cared about, just supper table politics and shit, that'll get you far.
Yep.
But no, I just thought that was pretty remarkable that what she said, presumably about the president being, oh, you want to call me a traitor? Well, let me tell you what I think that is.
A traitor is somebody who betrays their people. And in all this, he says Marjorie Taylor Greene's constituents aren't happy with her. He does the same thing with Massie and anybody who is going against him. Oh, their constituents hate him. Then you see actually all the commotion online, every single thing that like Dan Bongino, Kash Patel, Donald Trump, the White House, anybody posts about is like, fuck you, release the Epstein files, Massie's right, you're wrong, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. But then they get online and they're like, their constituents hate them, everybody loves Trump. It's like,
right.
All right, well.
Dude, I mean, look, like, this is really, I mean, he's showing who he really is, dude. Like, he will throw you under the bus. Instantly, dude. Like, I just don't think he gives a fuck. It doesn't matter that, like she said, supported you, ran on your platform, really, believed in you and all this shit for whatever, 6 years. He does not give a fuck.
Yeah.
Right under the bus, dude. Like, at any moment. And, like, that's just so sad. I just,
And it's getting so obvious too. And it's so obvious where the dividing line is. Cause like anybody who doesn't ask questions about the Epstein stuff seems to be on Trump's good side. As long as they're not saying, hey, we shouldn't bomb Iran and we should release the Epstein files. He's like, cool, we're good. Lindsey Graham, you're great. Everyone's great. We're great. Cuomo's great even. Who gives a shit as long as you're with me on these things? And it turns out that the constituents, the voting public, actually, the wars and the Epstein files are, I don't know, maybe I'm delusional. They're top for me, that's for sure. And they seem to be becoming more and more top value priority for just the general public that is watching him flagrantly flail around, go back and forth on his word on it's a Democrat hoax, it's not a Democrat hoax, I'll sign it, I won't sign it, blah, blah, blah. Like, if you go against me, you're evil, and that's it. Like Marjorie Taylor Greene said, like 5 years of her life devoted to, hey, just out of the goodness of my heart, I think this is the right thing to do, I'm going to back you, I'm going to support you. And then as soon as Marjorie Taylor Greene had the gall, the audacity to say, hey, you know all your pedo friends you're protecting, I think that we should put that information out, Donald Trump said, something changed with Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's gotten crazy. She's just a crazy person. It's like, fuck you.
Yeah. And while he's doing this to Marjorie Taylor Greene and Thomas Massie and blocking the files and all that shit, he's golfing with Lindsey Graham. And not just like at Mar-a-Lago or whatever, having a meeting or golfing just a game. They're golfing at the motherfucking Trump Graham Open, bro, on the polo shirt, embroidered Trump Graham.
Wow.
Like,
they made merch,
dude, wearing it. Lindsey Graham was on his tail, fucking wearing it. Wow. Trump was there, he wasn't wearing it, but still, like, that's who he is happy to promote and hang around with, along with Randy Fine and the worst people in the world.
Yep.
So, while he's trashing like the best we have. This is like, it's pretty clear, dude. It's, again, just so sad.
It's really something. It's really something to watch. And I feel like there were a lot of people out there who ignored the Thomas Massie, Donald Trump spat, the back and forth. Like, there's a lot of people who have no idea who Thomas Massie is. They just know that he's opposed to Trump, so he's bad. And then they start digging into him. They're like, oh, he just stayed where Trump was 2 years ago, at least in words. Like, he just stayed in the America First camp, and now he's still there, and Donald Trump isn't. I think the thing, though, the straw that broke the camel's back for a lot of people was this tweet in particular from Donald Trump, or Truth, or whatever you want to call it. Did Thomas Massie, sometimes referred to as Rand Paul Jr., become because of the fact that he will always vote against the Republican Party, get married already? Boy, that was quick. No wonder the polls have him at less than 8% chance of winning the election. Anyway, have a great life, Thomas, and his wife will soon find out she's stuck with a loser.
What an asshole.
Yep. Oh, I will say, this is the first time probably ever that I have shared a Chase Oliver tweet and not disagreed with it. He just shared it and said, fuck you. And I'm like, yep, even I have to agree on this one, Chase, because fuck you. And I feel like a collective resounding fuck you was all around the entire country that day. Like, I don't care what Massie did. What is wrong with you, you evil, evil monster? Like, we can overlook the politics and understand politics is politics, and you gotta sling some mud from time to time, but being like, hey, like, in just after JD Vance had his thing at TPUSA where he was asked about Massie, and he was like, I knew his wife, and I was the first person to call and can give him my condolences. And then Trump's like, oh, I heard your wife died and you remarried. What a loser. It's like, wow, how did we get here? How did we get this far? And I know it feels like Donald Trump's like, the people don't like me, and I don't like that the people don't like me. And in the past, when the people didn't like me, I'd just call Rosie O'Donnell fat, and then my ratings would go up. And so he's like, well, I'll just try making fun of Thomas Massie's widow and see if that gets me a bump in the polls. But it didn't seem to have that effect. Any thoughts, Dave?
Dude, while that is fucking hilarious, it's also, again, very telling of the emptiness that we were talking about that last time with Clint.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I don't think that he knows how evil that sounds. So he's at least, all right, look, he's at least autistic. I don't fucking know. You know what I mean? He's something. Because that, like, to not, like, have, nobody should tweet that, but, like, you have a staff. So that's kind of concerning too. That, like, somebody was like, yeah, dude, tweet that.
Yeah, get him.
Put that out. They're going to love that. Like, who the fuck told you to do that?
Right.
So I would be concerned with that. But yeah, like, what an asshole. What a tremendous asshole. And a guy, I mean, like, and an obvious, I don't know if he prays to God. I think he said he's not going to heaven, but this is an obvious, he's not a Christian.
Yeah.
A Christian man wouldn't say that.
Sure.
You know what I mean? That's just a given. I'm saying, and he might still be an okay guy. Maybe he has an okay heart, but, like, you're not a God-fearing man to, like, say something like that.
Of all the, I mean, if I were to speculate on his spirituality, this would be the last place I would look. Like, this is the least offensive thing of all the things that he's done, said, all the assholery, all the bombing, all the everything. It's like, yeah, well, if I were going to judge him and his spiritual character, yeah, this doesn't bode well, but it's not the first and it won't be the last time he has completely just made an ass out of himself and bragged about it. But maybe it'll pay off for him. Time will tell. We will find out right after this quick break from our sponsors. Stick around. It's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see if it plays off.
The great William Shakespeare once said, "First thing we do, let's kill all the lawyers." That's right. It is common knowledge that literally no one in the known universe actually likes lawyers. That is, until they're saving your ass. Max the Axe at Lone Star Injury Attorneys is a professional ass saver. A rare breed, though he be a lawyer, he is indeed a principled libertarian, a defender of the injured and downtrodden, a supportive, faithful Downers Club member, my personal favorite, and a shockingly kind and hospitable fellow at an award-winning personal injury law firm. So if you've been injured on the job in an automobile accident or some other form of cattywampus beyond your personal control, visit LoneStarInjuryAttorneys.com or just Google Max the Axe for maximum results. Consultations are free and you don't pay a single dime unless you win. Go with the pros at LoneStarInjuryAttorneys.com and get your ass covered.
And we are back. And Dave, it's funny that you say that's not like a Christian way to be, because, like, the Christian conservatives are in large just going along with everything Trump says. Meanwhile, they are taking time out of their busy schedules of sucking Trump off to point fingers at Skillet, if you recall, for playing a Christmas song too loud. So, way to get your priorities figured out there, guys. Good job. Anyway, in Trump's last-ditch effort to try and knock Massie off of his pole, his tower of, hey, I'm telling the truth, and people seem to like that. His last-ditch effort was, hey, fuck your dead wife. And then, as it would turn out, this came out today. Or, yes, this was today, right? I think this was today. I don't know. Time has no meaning. Yesterday, Thomas Massie said, after fighting for 5 months, today we succeeded in forcing both the House and the Senate to pass a bill to release the Epstein files. Thank you for your attention to this matter. If you want more of this kind of action, please support my re-election, which I hear is doing much better than Donald Trump. How did I forget Trump's name? Much better than I heard Donald Trump predict it would. What's that guy? The orange Jesus guy? Yeah, so this went through, it passed, and all we've heard for the last couple weeks is Thomas Massie has never passed it, gotten a bill through, he's never passed it, which is not even true before yesterday, but it was never true. Thomas Massie has gotten a lot of things passed. He has voted Republican many times. He has voted 90, I think it was mathed out to be 91% of the time he votes along his party line. He's very much with the Republican Party, but that other 9% is where they're like, you're an evil Democrat who's never supported us once. Well, you sound like an angry ex, because it's like, you betrayed us always. It was never good. Nothing was ever good. Well, what about the 91% of the time that I agreed with you? Whatever. Shut up. Has been a lot of the dialogue going on this week, but regardless, it has passed, and there's been a lot of speculation as to where this goes next. I mean, thank God we got it this far, and God bless Thomas Massie for being one of very few to have the balls to step up and do it. Now we have, Donald Trump, right before this happened, came out, I'm pretty sure it was right before, came out and said, which I've got it here, I'll find it in a minute, but he, flipped on the Epstein stuff a little bit and said, well, I support releasing all the Epstein files because it's all fake and gay and all a hoax or whatever. It's like, I can't imagine being, if we stayed on the Trump bandwagon just because it was popular, I can't imagine being there at this time, and I can't imagine being one of these conservative influencers who just have to hold on to the bucking bronco as it jumps back and forth between Epstein who and yes, Epstein, and no, I can't imagine waking up yesterday morning as an avid MAGA supporting influencer logging on and being like, oh, Trump said that the Epstein files should be released, and I've been calling everybody anti-MAGA and anti-American Democrats if they believed that the Epstein files even existed for the last 6 months. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to tell my people now? How often do they get the update of the script that gives them the way to weasel their way out of it, or do they all just hang on for dear life and pray for the best, Dave? What do you think?
I'm continuously more fascinated about how big the conspiracy is. Sure. Because everything we're talking about is all connected, and everybody with a brain knows it. Marjorie Taylor Greene and Thomas Massie don't have AIPAC people.
Yeah.
$0 from the Israel lobby. And that is why they're being primaried, challenged, and attacked from the president.
Yeah.
On behalf of a foreign nation. And people like Miriam Adelson, who just, I think, dumped $20 million on the guy running against Thomas Massie, who Trump was recently just hanging out with, joking about how this is a dual citizen, by the way. Born in Israel, with an American citizen, joking about how, oh yeah, she loves America, but probably Israel more. Yeah, but everybody big chuckle. And
yeah, she does. Of course, we know she does.
right, and all the Epstein stuff going on at the same exact time because Jeffrey Epstein was obviously working with foreign intelligence.
Yeah,
obviously. Yeah. And I think everybody knows that. Even everybody's mom and dad.
Even Kash Patel's girlfriend knows that.
Oh man. Right. Right. This is it's really incredible. And I mean, it seems like the people know what's going on, but obviously people are still being protected at the highest levels. So.
And at least I will say the Twitter people seem to know what's going on. I know that Twitter is a decent sample selection of the greater world, but it's also Twitter dwellers, so it's hard to say exactly where people land on this. But people don't seem to be opposed to the release of just your general average person. If you picked him up off the street and said, hey, it turns out there's a pedophile ring that was run by this guy on an island that had Bill Clinton and Donald Trump was friends with him, Bill Gates was friends with him, and a lot of these people were tied to him, and he kidnapped people and raped them. Would you want to know who was on his list? They would say, yes, I would want to know that. Who wouldn't want to know that? There's no way to sell that, which is why it's beautiful to watch the flail, the Laura Loomers of the world try and the cat turds of the world try and keep up with whatever Donald Trump's saying of the day, because it's just tomorrow they're going to be like, yeah, Massie's great. We love him because Donald Trump said it today. I mean, like today they're like, yeah, obviously we're going to release the Epstein files. They're fake. We've been saying that the whole time, you idiots.
I have to assume they got everybody in the entire House minus one guy to vote for that bill.
Who was that one guy? Do you know? Because he's the real hero
Yeah.
who stood his ground when he was the only one protecting pedophiles. He stood his ground.
I'm going to go make that meme of the one guy standing up to the Nazis backwards. Yeah, hold on. I got that guy.
Just have a speech bubble saying it's a Democrat hoax. No.
Do I?
While you're looking for that, I'll read Trump's post. President Trump said, as I said on Friday, aboard Air Force One to the fake news media, House Republicans should vote to release the Epstein files because we have nothing to hide, and it's time to move on from the Democrat hoax perpetuated by radical left lunatics in order to deflect from the great success of the Republican Party, including our recent victory in the who cares? And Democrat shutdown, blah 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 blah. Then you go down to the bottom. It says some members of the Republican Party are being used, and we can't let that happen. Let's start talking about the Republican Party's record-setting achievements and not fall into the Epstein trap, which is actually a curse on the Democrats, not us. Make America great again. It's, yeah, all right. Well, we'll see. We'll see if it's just all been a Democrat hoax this whole time. When he said there were no files, Kash Patel says there were no files. Dan Bongino, Pam Bondi. Like, just in the last 6 months, we went from they're on my desk to I lost them to there's like dump trucks of files coming, dump trucks of videotape. It's just taking too long. It's a Democrat hoax. They don't exist. Now they exist, but we're going to put them out. And we've always thought, like, if this was the case, if you go back and watch our show back when are you still talking about Epstein when that thing came out? And we were furious, as we should be, about that response. If he had come out and said, as I said on Friday aboard Air Force One to the fake news media, House Republicans should vote to release the Epstein files because we have nothing to hide, that's enough. And we'd still be on the Trump train. Like, even if it took a while, we wouldn't have jumped so hard off that ship. But it was the obviousness of there is no thing. You're stupid for thinking that. You're stupid for even bringing it up at this press conference that made everybody go, fuck you, we're out. And now he's clearly, obviously only about facing on that at all because Thomas Massie pushed him up to the point where he saw the writing on the wall. The shit was coming down and he could not for another second pretend like, who's Epstein? Not to mention these emails and the letter, the birthday letter, and all these different things that seem to have Trump on them. I kind of wonder if at this point he's just like, fuck it, put it out, because as far as I can tell, you guys already got the stuff on me out there. Like, maybe that's all that he had. And he was in the Epstein files, and it was this email that seemed sketchy in that one, but maybe he's like, well, I can't stop you at this point, so fuck it, put it out. That's all, my humiliation is out of the way.
You know, I could totally envision a scenario where somebody from the FBI comes to him and goes, sir, look, we've been through these files and we think that they tampered with them. Biden administration, big bad Biden tampered with these, and you're in
the auto
there.
pen tampered with them.
Right. We can't do, if you want to get these out there, go ahead. But Kash Patel's girlfriend doesn't think it's a good idea, man. So you should maybe reconsider this.
You heard about what she did to Elijah Schaffer, right? What if she did?
Oh, yeah.
That's them threatening Trump with. It's just
yeah.
The real one behind the scenes is Kash Patel's girlfriend. I should be careful what I say on here.
I know,
These are all jokes. Kash Patel's girlfriend. Right. Calm down, honey.
Please.
Honey.
That's right. Representative Clay Higgins, a Republican from Louisiana, by the way, was the lone voice who did not want to release the Epstein files in Congress.
Clay Higgins. Definitely straight shooter, that Clay Higgins.
You can always be counted on to protect the global human trafficking pedophile ring. Way to go, Clay.
And it's funny because, like, just 2 days ago, like, all these people were against voting for this. And it's like, as soon as Trump said, we're voting for it, everybody's like, oh, yeah, we're voting for it. And now it's, like, down to one guy who's like, wait, I didn't get the update. Shit. Poor Clay. Poor Clay Higgins. But...
right. It's probably over for him. But as far as, the rest of the people in Congress, I'm hoping that at least they voted that way because their constituents who give them money.
to do. Yeah.
Well, please, but listen, I'm not looking for them to be moral. I'm
Sure.
certainly not. I'm
That's a
looking
bit
for
of a
them
reach.
to protect their own ass and keep their job. That's because that's the only thing that seems consistent.
Yeah.
So I hope that there was that much pressure on them to do that.
Yeah. Now, when the whole Epstein stuff came down, Politico had the groundbreaking or the breaking news, and they said he got tired of me winning. That's a quote from Thomas Massie. How Thomas Massie outmaneuvered Trump on Epstein. The president's Sunday capitulation handed his biggest GOP foe in Congress a major victory. Which the fact that he even is his biggest GOP foe just tells you enough if you know anything about Massie. But it says, President Donald Trump's call for House Republicans to support releasing Jeffrey Epstein-related documents was a stunning capitulation after a months-long campaign to block the vote. It was also a specific defeat for Trump at the hands of the despised GOP opponent, Rep. Thomas Massie of Kentucky. He got tired of me winning, Massie said of Trump's U-turn in an interview on Monday, insisting, I don't care. In a late-night Truth Social post, Trump was bowing to the inevitable. A broad House Republican mutiny on a vote that was only scheduled because Massie forced it. It was the result of Massie and Rep. Ro Khanna launching a discharge petition aimed at sidestepping senior GOP leaders who desperately wanted to avoid bringing the issue to the House floor. I'm going to jump just down to some of the quotes. This one is, as for personal attacks, Massie said Monday he and his wife were laughing them off. She said, I told you we should have invited him to the wedding. So Massie's new wife said we should have invited him to the wedding. Then he wouldn't be so butthurt about it. So even now they're playing it cool and being awesome. This is Marjorie Taylor Greene. She says, this shouldn't have been a battle, and unfortunately it has been. And this says, President Trump has been consistently calling for transparency related to the Epstein files, said Abigail Jackson, a deputy White House press secretary, in a statement. The Democrats knew about Epstein and his victims for years and did nothing to help them until they thought they could weaponize the files against the president. And it always comes back to that, like, well, if there was something there and if there was something against Donald Trump, then the Biden administration would have released it. But, well, to say, I don't care what the reason. I know it's a political football that everybody was avoiding touching, and now we just got to the point of it's like fucking with Russia. Like, we're pushing for mutually assured destruction here, but somebody's going to grab that football at some point and be like, no, we got to win this, so we're just going to burn this fucker down. I think that's where we're at right now, and a lot of Democrats, well, you can say, like, why didn't the Democrats release it the last 4 years? Well, why didn't Trump release it the 4 years before that? It's not like it was a big secret that Obama didn't even know about, or George W. Bush, I'm sure. This goes back longer than either Trump or Biden, but Trump is the one that he was brought in under, I'm pretty sure. Trump's first administration was what arrested Jeffrey Epstein. And we were all like, wow, he did something. And then nothing came of it. And then Biden did nothing with it. And now Trump wants to do nothing with it. So it's like, yeah, you can say the Democrats have nothing, obviously, otherwise they would have used it. But that just means the Republicans have nothing, too. Otherwise they would have used it, too. And so you arrested Jeffrey Epstein based on what? A Democrat hoax? What is wrong with you? He killed himself, I heard, in prison.
This is why evil will always triumph, because good is dumb. People are still...
That phrase is getting way too much airtime these days.
It's anybody that's going, this is a Democrat hoax, or the Republicans are the ones... Like, you got Jake Tapper now, like, yo, release the Epstein files. Like, bro...
Randy Fine. Randy Fine said transparency is being restored. Epstein files are getting released. Randy Fine was even like, well, Trump said it. I believe it. That settles it. I guess that's what we're going with.
Yeah, I mean, but your credibility is shot, and you're not reporting the truth. This isn't partisan. You don't think that the fucking Mossad thought about your partisan hackery, you dumb bitches? Bill Richardson, who is now, I believe he's deceased, but was New Mexico governor. He was on that fucking list. Bill
Yeah.
Clinton, 27 fucking times on the list. It's not a Democrat hoax, you dorks. Get with it.
Yep.
Like, just go a little deeper.
Try. And, well, there's the Laura Loomers of the world who spend all their time attacking Thomas Massie, Marjorie Taylor Greene at this point because that's the marching orders. She sent out her goons and lackeys to confront Thomas Massie and call him out on the real tough questions. Here's what happened.
Congressman Massie, will you apologize for President Trump for calling him a pedophile protector? You want to
understand your question.
Or would you like to apologize to President Trump for calling him a pedophile protector?
Well, I didn't call him that.
You inferred it many times. X accounts, posts, statements.
I'm super happy that Trump's backing my legislation now for transparency.
I don't know.
Glad he came around to it.
So you don't want to apologize
I
though?
I look forward to going to the bill signing. He said he's going to sign my bill now.
Did he?
He's doing the right thing.
Did he invite you to the bill signing?
Well, it hasn't passed the Senate yet, but he's also encouraged the senators to pass it. So I'm super happy about that.
But you don't want to apologize for calling him a pedophile protector?
I'm not going to apologize for something I didn't do.
Thank you, Congressman.
Released by Loomer Unleashed. That's her clip that she shared as though that was some sort of win. She said, as he walked to Get Trump press conference this morning, which is what she's calling it, his Get Trump press conference, Massie refused to apologize to the American people for suggesting President Trump is a pedophile protector when asked by you should have just taken a screenshot. You shouldn't have played the whole clip. You should just found a quote. That's how this works, Laura. That's how propaganda, fake dumb bitch propaganda like you typically works. You don't play the clip of your guy being like, "Hey, did you say this? Did you, hey, Mr. Massie, did you say this?" No, I didn't. Well, do you want to apologize for it? Why would no? Are you sure? Are you sure you don't want to apologize, Mr. Massie? And then she was like, "Got him, fucking got him." Good job, Laura. Good job. Like, are you just desperate for content, or do you just know that your followers are so stupid they would watch that and be like, "Oh, that guy, gross. I've seen enough here." So pathetic.
Yeah, there's some of that, dude. You know, you should ask about Laura Loomer, Isaac Cappy. Ask him what he thinks about Laura Loomer.
Oh, what did Isaac Cappy think about Laura Loomer?
Along with Jack Posobiec and Mike Cernovich and some others, that these are ops working for very, very bad people.
Well, certainly starting to look that way. Whether they are or not ops, they are certainly functioning as ops. So it doesn't really matter who they work for, because they do, and they prove it. Now, if you work for Israel and you find yourself shitting your pants all the time, trying to keep up with the bullshit, you should try a new pair of underwear from Sheath Underwear. Sheath? Nope. Sheath Underwear, my friends. Do yourselves a favor and elevate your daily comfort with Sheath Underwear. The innovative dual pouch design provides unparalleled support and separation, ensuring each part of you has the space it deserves.
Damn right. Experience the sophistication of a design that respects your anatomy. The moisture wicking technology sets a new standard in comfort. The advanced system not only keeps you cool, but prevents chafing and swamp balls, making every movement feel effortless.
Yes, swamp balls, indeed. So go to sheathunderwear.com, use promo code SYSTEM at checkout. Experience the perfect blend of comfort and functionality with Sheath. Again, that's sheathunderwear.com. Use the promo code SYSTEM. Also, if you're trying to escape Laura Loomer's face that keeps expanding and that massive jawline is just tripping you out, I mean, maybe this would make it worse. I'm not sure, but I imagine getting a little bit of mushrooms. A little bit of mycadelics mushrooms. There he is peeking. A little bit of mycadelics mushrooms. And take a look at Laura Loomer's face again. It's going to really freak you the fuck out. Connect with nature's wisdom through mycadelics mushroom grow bags by Tyson 2.0 and Shroom. Now you can cultivate your own sacred mushrooms at home.
That's right. These all-in-one kits guide you on this transformative journey. So just add your liquid culture and witness the miracle of growth. The advanced filter technology preserves purity, allowing multiple harvests in 4 to 6 weeks.
So go to advancedmyco.com and use promo code SYSTEM to save $5 at checkout. Embrace mindfulness and spiritual nourishment. Begin your mushroom journey with Mycadelics. Grow bags today.
Must be 21 or older. May experience psychedelic effects.
Fucking better. Perfect Spiral, finally. Tired of the corporate Laura Loomer type banking cartel and state-rigged market stealing your wealth? Break free with Perfect Spiral Capital. They'll help you build riches on your terms outside of Laura's grip.
That's right. Invest like a dissident. Ditch the system. Own your future. No handouts, no bailouts, just real results.
The system is rigged, and inflation is eating your savings. Opt out now and stack real assets with Perfect Spiral. Build wealth that lasts.
Perfect Spiral Capital. No bullshit, no red tape, just smart strategies for serious people who crave freedom and financial sovereignty.
Join the rebellion at perfectspiralcapital.com/system. And we are... Oh, what's next? What do we got here? Speaking of dumb bitches, Mark Levin. Mark Levin is in the news. Not really in the news. Mark Levin's just shrieking this week. He is the news. He's on Fox, so he is the news himself. You might not have noticed, because I never heard of Mark Levin up until like 30 seconds ago, and all of a sudden he comes out attacking people like Tucker Carlson for having on Nick Fuentes, and then I just got to share this clip of Mark Levin when asked by TPUSA if he would come and debate Tucker Carlson. The big tough guy, Mark Levin, who you've probably never heard of, had this to say.
I got a very strange text this morning from Tucker Carlson. 10:16 a.m. I'll read it to you verbatim. Good morning, he writes to me. The leadership at Turning Point has asked me to debate you at their event in Scottsdale in December. I'm happy to do it, and I hope you'll agree as well. Beyond the personal insults, which I'll try to keep to a minimum, there are real and important ideological differences between us, and I think the country would benefit from an extended conversation about them. So again, I hope you'll accept. Let me know. Thanks.
Now, first off, before he continues, I just want to point out how unbelievably polite Tucker Carlson was in this invite and in this exchange, and he couldn't even read it without it being a polite exchange. But he'll pretend like he took it a different way.
The guy is desperate. He's taking a hit on his podcast. He's fighting like hell for his career. He's fighting like hell for his reputation. People are awakening to what scum he actually is. And he thinks I'm going to platform him. He thinks I'm going to help him kick up his podcast ratings. What would Charlie say? What would Rush say?
Charlie invited him. Who cares? All right. So it's just too beautiful not to point out. He will not debate Tucker Carlson. It's not because he's scared. It's not because his argument is dog shit. It's not because he doesn't have any argument against to bring against Tucker Carlson, and he knows that he will fall flat on his face. It's because he refuses to platform Tucker Carlson. Mark Levin refuses to platform Tucker Carlson. And Mark Levin refuses to give Tucker Carlson the boost in his ratings that he's obviously looking for on his failed little podcast that doesn't mean anything. Oh, shit. Oh, no, here's the ratings. Mark Levin Show on YouTube has 84.7K subscribers with 2,000 views. That's nothing to shake a stick at. I would take that, certainly. I'm sure Tucker Carlson has, oh, no, it's 5.01 million subscribers with even fewer videos. But, Mark Levin, he's not going to I just want to put it out there right now. I refuse, Dave. I refuse to platform the guys from Rage Against the Machine. I refuse to platform them because of all of the stuff that they did during COVID. I didn't like that. I refuse to platform Taylor Swift or Haley Williams because they're just a little too left-leaning. They're just looking for a boost in their sales and their numbers from us. And I refuse to give them the space to really amplify themselves on my platform. That's what we're dealing with here. That's what Mark Levin is saying. Mark Levin, who you've never heard of, refuses to platform one of the biggest, if not the biggest podcaster in the entire world. Okay, Mark. Thank you. Thank you for your service. Continue, so what he's saying is even if Tucker Carlson wanted to come on his show, he wouldn't take the massive ratings boost that would be. Like, that's not even worth it to him because he knows that's how bad, that's how dog shit his arguments are. Even if Tucker brought in millions of viewers to his little stupid show on Fox, that's still not worth it. There's things more important than money, and preserving our Zionist agenda is more important than the dollars and the ratings that would come in from Tucker Carlson. Any thoughts, Dave, on this Mark Levin takedown of Tucker Carlson? Rejected.
I think Mark Levin is not doing this debate because this is what they would refer to in the WWF as a career-ending match.
Yep.
You don't come back from that one.
Yep.
So it's better that he stays siloed with his 87,000 people who tune in, or maybe they're bots. Maybe this is a dead internet theory. But he has a job, and he probably wouldn't if he went to that event and debated Tucker Carlson, which is why Tucker was playing Mr. Nice Guy in the text, which is hilarious.
Come on, Mark. Let's have I think it's an important conversation to have, Mark.
Right.
Come on.
Coded behind that is, I will drag you in front of all these people and destroy you.
I will tar you and feather you and string you up in the courtyard. Please come. Now, also in response to the Tucker, Nick Fuentes, and all the Tucker stuff, Donald Trump was confronted and asked about his take on the very the very controversial Tucker Nick Fuentes interview, and here's what he said.
I had some great interviews with Tucker Carlson, but you can't tell him who to interview. I mean, if he wants to interview Nick Fuentes, I don't know much about him, but if he wants to do it, get the word out. Let him, people have to decide. Ultimately, people have to decide. The mayor of New York, I will say, would like to meet with us, and we'll work something out. But he would like to come to Washington and meet, and we'll work something out. We want to see everything work out well for New York.
You yourself had dinner with Nick Fuentes at Mar-a-Lago a few years ago. What role should he?
So he says something about Nick Fuentes not in power, and then he says something about Zoran Mamdani, and he's like, that guy that I called an evil scumbag, commie piece of shit. Yeah, I'm even willing to work it out with him. They're like, yeah, but go back to Nick Fuentes. Let's talk about that, because that works better for our agenda right now.
You play in the conservative movement.
Well, I didn't know he was coming, and he was with, as you know, somebody, Kanye. And Kanye asked if he could have dinner, and he brought Nick. I didn't know Nick at the time. And he did. He came, and along with a few other people. He brought a few people with him. Meeting people, talking to people, like for somebody like Tucker, that's what they do. People are controversial. Some are, some aren't. I'm not controversial, so I like it that way. Okay?
This feels to me.
This is great.
Yeah, it's good. It's good, but it feels to me like something's breaking. Something's breaking down here. Like, you can only hold on to this Epstein stuff for so long. Trump can only be called, like, by his own base, not left-wingers, Democrats, whatever, calling him evil, Nazi, whatever, Hitler. Now you've got your own base being like, fuck you. Fuck this whole thing. You're clearly lying to our faces. It's too many slaps in the face to take, too many knives in the back. We're not buying it. I feel like something's breaking down between him caving at the end with the Epstein stuff and being like, just fucking do it. I don't care. And now this being like, I actually don't have a problem with that, which I don't think Donald Trump would have had a problem with Tucker Carlson talking to Nick Fuentes 5 years ago. He was doing it. He was having Nick Fuentes and Kanye West into the White House 5 years ago. And now he's having to come out and be like, I don't really care about this. And good. He's right not to. And we should call the wins when we get them, even though they're very, very small wins just of Donald Trump being brave enough. Poor scared little Donald Trump is like, we're now to the point where we're applauding him because he was brave enough to say, I don't have a problem with Tucker talking to somebody on his podcast. Like, just from where we were 6 months ago, like, yeah, let's go. Like, we've got RFK Jr. and all these guys working on this thing, and we're going. Now it's like, yeah, we got to win for Trump because he didn't condemn Tucker Carlson today. It's all right. Well, good job, Trump. I'll give you the win. It's a very small one, though.
Yeah, very small, because I think, all right, look, Trump has known probably one thing for certain for his entire public career, and that is that ratings are everything. We got to do them big ratings. So while I'm sure he has to like seek counsel for, you know, specific issues, and I think I've heard he's pretty good with that. What do you think? Tell me what you think. I'm like, okay. Yeah. I think he's basically made up of other people's opinions. Whatever, he'll just, you know, make a decision.
Yeah.
But on the ratings thing, I just think he knows, like, it would just be foolish. There's no reason. I can't afford to go, oh, I'm anti-Tucker. I'm anti-Nick Fuentes even, because like that's just, you just tank everything. Can't take that much heat. No, it's just not smart.
There's too much at stake right now when a whole lot of your base is turning on you and going, not necessarily in the Nick Fuentes camp, but in the Tucker Carlson, which is not condemning everything that Nick Fuentes has ever said, like going into this camp of, some might say, unity. And if you do go back to the campaign where there was that unity between the left and the right, it was praised by everybody. It was a great thing for Donald Trump to be reaching across the aisle and getting your Tulsi Gabbards, your RFKs and whatnot. And yet now they're like, well, Nick Fuentes wants to work with left-wingers too. And that's evil. We always knew this was the case, just like the Mises Caucus was always a thing to take over and install Donald Trump. We've always known that Nick Fuentes was a left-winger infiltrator that doesn't want anything but to destroy MAGA, destroy the right wing, and turn us all into communists. Here's what Nick Fuentes had to say about his ideas for unity, and I have pros and cons thoughts on this. I'm not just like wholesale endorsing anything he's saying here, but let's watch and discuss.
It's time to pound our fist on the table and say, it's our way or the highway. You've enjoyed the power and privileges for long enough. Where's ours? Where's our end of the bargain? So I love it. It's time to undermine the GOP. I said it in 2020. The GOP must be destroyed. Has to be utter. And yeah, they're going to say, he's a Democrat. He wants the GOP to be destroyed. The GOP serves the interests. The GOP, as presently constructed, serves the interests, the special interests, the donors. Everybody knows that. It serves Silicon Valley and little tech. Palantir, Tesla, SpaceX, Anduril, Oracle. It serves Wall Street. That's why Ken Griffin gave them millions of dollars. It serves Miriam Adelson and the Israel lobby. This is who they work for. This is who selects the cabinet. This is who makes the policy. That's why they cut the corporate tax rate and they did nothing else. That's why they're shielding illegal immigrants from deportation as long as they're working on farms or on construction sites or in hospitality. That's why they're still providing for H-1B visas. That's why they're still providing for Chinese students. That's why they back down on the tariffs. That's why they back down on everything. So this is the blueprint. This is how we take over. And by the way, hey, and get a load of this. Ro Khanna and Thomas Massie working together against the interests to compel the files. What do you think that has, a 90% approval rating? If you had progressive Democrats and nationalist Republicans working together, let's say to compel the release of the Epstein files, what kind of approval rating do you think that has? 90%? And what if they got together and they opposed foreign aid to Israel? What approval rating do you think that would have? 90%? What if they got together and worked on the basis of a common interest? Do you think that that Republicans or independents running under that brand, do you think that that would become more popular or less popular over time? 4 becomes 8, 8 becomes 16. It snowballs. And we need to propel someone into the White House that is just a populist. And here's where we're going to have to give. This is going to be the compromise. Very simple. The left has to give up immigration. That's simple. The left is going to have to give up. Look, we can have equity and we can have equality in the country. We can have civil rights. We can have all those things. But we have to close the damn borders. We have to close it. Too many illegal immigrants. Too many legal immigrants. That has to be the compromise. The left has to give on immigration and the right has to give on the free market. If the right can come down on health care and on a social safety net and maybe on some subsidies for education, and if the left can come down on the anti-white open border stuff and they can agree that we have a country, that party will win 90% of the vote and rule for a century. That's the compromise. That's the populist compromise.
Now we are National
Why is-
Socialists, right?
Like, man, I'm torn so much, so often lately. And it goes all the way back to Trump. Like, we'll concede these problem areas or whatever, but on these grand ideas, we will go along with you, and we will ally with anybody to do good and no one to do bad. Like, the smears that I've seen on the internet of this idea have been like Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, Nick Fuentes, and then like Ilhan Omar, and then like they all have turbans on and whatever, and it's like, oh, they're just all Muslims now. And it's like, well, if they're allying to be America first, and then they have these other difference areas, then fine. I'm fine with coalitioning on just one thing even. But there's something about Nick Fuentes being... Sure, yeah. And there's something about Nick Fuentes being up there being like, well, just got to get rid of these damn free markets. Then the Democrats will be happy. I don't know. As long as we get rid of the open borders and we get rid of the free markets, we can all agree on everything else, right, Dave?
Dude, in what world? This is why no matter how awesome and talented and popular this kid is, he's still a kid.
Sure.
You're too young to know, I guess, even though you're a bright guy.
With a libertarian history.
Yeah, you're too young to understand that there is an iron law that says, no, you're not going to like have some kumbaya moment with people who despise you. We're way past like political differences at this point. Like hashtag Charlie Kirk. You know what I mean? Like you're going to come together and like what? Draw up a treaty with like people who agree on, oh yeah, we'll do the border, but we won't do, this, like this is pie in the sky. This is like worse than like libertarian shit. I would sooner go help somebody fucking get signatures for ranked choice voting than try and.
I don't know that it is as pie in the sky as you think. I think there's a large movement behind Nick Fuentes that is growing rapidly, and there's a lot of Democrats even that think some of the stuff that he's saying against Israel is funny at the very least, or they agree with some of those things, and they disagree with him certainly on a lot of other things, but he's toned back a lot of the rhetoric. I don't know. I think that there's a possibility of, who would have said 10 years ago, well, Donald Trump's going to lead this revolution, or at least this perceived revolution, where a bunch of celebrity Democrats are going to cross the aisle to support Donald Trump. Like, we didn't think there was any chance of that, but now we're at the point where the Democrats are so fucking pissed about the Israel stuff and the Epstein stuff, or at least they're pretending to be because Donald Trump likes those things. And the Republicans are also largely in the same camp. I don't think it's outlandish. I mean, maybe not with this criteria that he has here and presented in this way. I don't think that's going to fly. But if it's like, we all hate these wars, and go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. What he's doing though is what they all are doing. The greater scheme, the socialist scheme, is to run the ball 75 yards down and then pull it back 25 yards and go, like we've defeated socialism a little bit. So, we'll get the wall. Cool. I get like, that's the prize that we get. And we'll give them socialized medicine, government run healthcare. Sit down, boy. Sit the fuck down.
Yeah.
Stick to the other shit, dude. No, you're not on it with that. Not to say that you can't coalition. I love where your head's at there. We've done examples of that on like single issue stuff.
Yeah.
But the idea that like opposing factions in America right now will just like come together for that. And I'm not even saying that like, I feel like the momentum is there, dude. Republicans for over a decade were saying, we need to repeal Obamacare. It's never going to happen. It's cemented in. There's no will to do it in Congress now. You're never going to get that. So like, I guess like this is just like some rebranding. Like, what are you trying to do? Like but this is killing any kind of like conservative Republican Party, which Trump is already doing. But like this would further, if you were just like, no, we're for government run healthcare. That's something like that's the movement. That's America first. That's a trap.
Yeah. Agreed. And with time will only tell where this goes. As I said about an hour ago, America First, beautiful slogan. It certainly packs a punch more than MAGA does at this point, and it's good branding, good marketing, good propaganda. Doesn't mean it's going to go the way you think it's going to go just because it sounds really clean on the surface level, because every time you start up a movement, it turns out when you get a whole bunch of people together, they've got a whole lot of different ideas, and the ones with these ideas think the ones with those ideas are evil, even if they agree on these ideas. But and then they all end up the Libertarian Party in a smaller capacity. But speaking of libertarians, I do want to end on something a little bit libertarian, Dave, because there's a lot of chatter going back around the internet about whether or not somebody is a real libertarian. And I know you love talking about libertarians on this show, Dave. Have you seen any chatter going around about real and not real libertarians lately?
Yeah. You're a real dick for bringing this up.
What?
No, I'm just kidding, dude.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I've seen it. I'm just kidding with you. I know. Yeah, I know all about it. And I hate that I know about it. And I hate that we're even talking about it. About libertarian, this guy's real and this guy's not. And it's just so terrible.
Zulu? Is that what you think I'm going to talk about, Dave?
That is what I think you're going to talk about.
I'm not. Fuck that guy. Let's talk about the real libertarians out there. And I haven't kept up that much with the Free State Project as of late. I love them all and have worked with them in the past. Yeah. But the Free State Project proved that they are real libertarians this week, just as evidenced by the haters of the Free State Project and their.
I can't hear you, bud.
This comes from the Free State Project in New Hampshire. You're lucky, or I'm lucky, that you don't have a Dan muted himself again button, but
I'm getting that fucking song.
Just put it on your phone so you can pull it up whenever. But from the Free State Project of New Hampshire, it says shocking footage in recently obtained video of a New Hampshire Dems messaging conference. A participant, I cannot read. Over there, a participant complains the Free Staters trick people into being decent human beings, nice families, and good neighbors. It's absolutely the quiet part out loud. It's the meme in real life. Here we go.
I was just picking up on the Free Staters, and they come into the town. They get their job. They get a job in town. They volunteer for all of the. And once we have the one family come in and everyone's like, oh, they're a Free Stater. And then another family comes in and then the third family comes in and they're like, aren't they such a nice family? And it's like, oh, don't you recognize them? And the method is the same. It's identical, but they're such nice neighbors and they're so good and they're so nice. It's like, but have you talked to them about their politics?
Just good job. Good job, Free State.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't live there. I don't know how good they are or aren't, or how evil they are, but the biggest complaints by the Democratic Party there in New Hampshire in their private conversations is, yeah, they keep doing this sneaky thing where they move in and they
go to work.
They go to work and they're good neighbors. They bake me cookies. They're so sneaky. They like sign up for community service and help out with the neighborhood and babysit your kids. But then when you get to talking to them, you find out that they're evil. Because have you seen their politics? They're evil politics. Oh man, like. Good job, New Hampshire. That should take that as a very giant win, even though most people on the internet won't care. That's a huge win, and it should be a personal win that your haters, the best thing they can come up with is, well, they're amazing. Fuck. But I don't like their politics.
That's so funny, man. Looking at those people, liberal white boomers are just the. I have 12 people that live in my neighborhood just like that who would bitch exactly about the same shit, which is like, again, that's like just something exclusive. I feel like to leftism that I don't.
It used to be.
Yeah, maybe, but like, for you to feel that way about people. You know how I feel about the whole fucking trans movement and shit. Like, I despise that shit. It's like the work of the devil. But I shared Blair White had something good to say on Twitter, and I shared it. Like, I don't hate that person.
Yeah.
Like, didn't, Jesus like hung out with the hooligans and shit, right? And like, I know that I'm paraphrasing there, but yeah, he fucking did.
Whores.
Yeah.
Tax
All of them.
collectors.
Raged
Pieces
out.
of shit.
So I'm just saying, I would, probably abolish all of the procedures that could lead to Blair White creating that version of you. But I would still sit down and like converse or like be your neighbor and not hate you.
Yeah.
Because you know what I mean? Like, it's a mental disorder. That's what they have.
Yep.
And
don't be a dick. That's all. Just don't be a dick. But even if you are the nicest person in the world, they'll still be like, but have you seen their politics?
Right. What's his angle?
They're those manipulative, nice bastards. It's fun. It's funny. Good job, Free State. And that's enough libertarianism for now. We might work in some more libertarian drama in the after party. You'll have to come and find out. Maybe we'll Zale Zulu or whatever the fuck you dorks are talking about these days. You come find out at patreon.com/The System Is Down. We are definitely going to be talking about Andrew Wilson and his red-pilled meltdown from a lesbian like 20-year-old. Just a beautiful thing. Hopefully you haven't seen it yet, Dave, because it's glorious. Have you seen it?
I did see it because you shared it.
Shit. Okay. Well,
I know.
There's more. There's more to this story, but we'll get into all that and more in the after party. Again, patreon.com/The System Is Down. Dave, any final thoughts, and where can people find you before we jump out of here?
Man, the remnant is an interesting thing. And I'm fascinated that there's just so few people like Ron Paul during that time. And there's so few people like Thomas Massie in this time. And just, it's cool what one person can do, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm grateful for his work and that we could chat about it today. And yeah, go watch the Dissident Media produced, Dan Smotz created
MassieAF.com.
Yeah, please go there and share that around and promote what he does. That would be great.
I agree. Massie AF. Massie America First. MassieAF.com. Go watch the 10-minute documentary. I've had a few people like, what's this Massie guy's deal? Is he just like a Rand Paul, but maybe even a little bit better? And I'm like, yeah, that's what he
is better. And he's more, I was going to say that earlier, and not to be a dick to Rand Paul, but he's like, just like more fun to be around. You can kind of tell. Yeah. He's very likable, and he's like kind of a nerd, which is
everything just rolls off. He's always smiling. Just everything just rolls off because he's got the truth on his side. So go find out Massie's America First truth at MassieAF.com. You can follow me at TSIDPod or at Dissident Media, DissidentMedia.com, wherever the System Is Downs are sold. And we will talk to you guys next time. Come join us in the after party where we're going to talk about Andrew Wilson and the fall of Andrew Wilson and so much more. Maybe some libertarianism. Goodbye. Question everything. Staying comfortable. Be bad. Have fun. Just keep being you. See ya.
Thanks for watching. Smash all the like and subscribe buttons because that's what we say at the end of videos. Good night, everybody.
This concludes our broadcast day.